Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got a few things to talk about today, so let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse YouTube channel and Genreverse podcast network, available wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Kyle. The other guy is Manny, and we would love it for you to hit the subscribe button if it's something you haven't done already, or follow us on your favorite podcast app, and check out all the other great content that we've got here on the channel. Look for Breaking Geek Radio's review of Mario Brothers movie, Super Mario Brothers movie, on Friday. And lots of anime stuff. Dr. Stone and Tony Kawa reactions kicking off this week. Good bunch of good reasons to be here. Missed yesterday, and then there was a whole bunch of trailers.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up with this week, but it's been nuts. In a good way.
And some of them cool, some of them interesting, some of them I didn't care to watch, like Barbie. I didn't watch that one, but there were some really exciting things going on, and I guess, why don't we start with one of the ones I know you and I were both super excited about, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle trailer hit yesterday. Looks like a lot of fun. Actually, kind of looks it hit Monday. Was it Monday? Okay.
Yep.
Well, anyway, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. That's the point. It does look a little bit more skewed younger than I thought it would be, and I have a few questions about CGI, but that's everywhere these days. But it looks like a crap ton of fun. And there's some really cool references in this, especially at the end. I'm hoping Jolo got to do a lot of his own fighting and stunts, considering all the hard work he's put in over at Cobra Kai. Comedy looks hilarious. George Lopez, funny guy all the time. Batman is a fascist. I mean, he also keeps young kids, because there's been a female, but usually young boys or kids in tights in a cave. So take that how you will with Batman. What'd you think of the Blue Beetle trailer, man?
It's great, man. It looked really good. I was really impressed when the scarab actually takes him over. It has a little bit of kind of like a Venom inspiration to it, mixed with just your kind of traditional like iron, like it's like a weird Iron Man Venom mix where it grabs him. And I love the fact that it happened around his family and everyone was just flipping out. They must think he's possessed or something. So yeah, that's really what I liked. I liked what he's I think what I'm most excited about, and people will probably get tired of hearing me say this, but he's a Mexican American superhero making his debut as a lead for DC in a feature film. So that's a big deal. And the thing is, I feel like maybe it's not like will it do the greatest thing in the box office? Nah, it won't. But it's a really good start to like have that. But Zolo actually has, a little bit of a following thanks to Cobra Kai. The younger generation really goes crazy for it. I know this because I've gauged interest in my fiance's school. When I mentioned that I speak with Cobra Kai actors, they thought I was the coolest person ever.
I gotta say this here on the screen, man. When he does the Cloud Strife reference from Final Fantasy VII, oh my god, like that sold me on seeing it alone, just to see what other types of references we might get from there. Sorry, go ahead, continue. Trailer's over on screen now.
It looks like it's done really, really well. It looks like it's just like your kind of your traditional Latin family. They're going to be involved as they usually are in your family, and the references. You still have a Ted Cord references. You still have the Blue Beetle vehicle. You still have it looks good from what we've seen so far. Now it could all come tumbling down still. But from the trailer, the reaction based on the trailer is that this is going to be pretty good.
And like I said, some of this stuff makes me concerned it'll skew a bit younger. Some of it almost kind of had that same look or feel that the first episode of Miss Marvel had, which was enjoyable. But you could always see that it was kind of skewed a little bit younger. Not saying that this will be, but that is something that is on my mind having seen it. But overall, like I said, it doesn't look any more younger than, say, the first Shazam was.
Well, the benefit of this one versus Miss Marvel is that it's a movie, so it doesn't have too long to drag out.
Very, very true. Very, very true. And I was going to say, it doesn't look too much, skewed younger than, say, Shazam, the first Shazam was. Maybe a tad bit. And I think part of what kind of brings the Miss Marvel comparison to mind is the involvement of the family.
And the thing is,
her family
in both
was very
cultures,
involved, so maybe that's why I'm connecting those two.
Maybe, but the thing is, also in both cultures, family is very, very big. Like, I understood in Miss Marvel what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
and to a certain degree, I was all for it.
It was
just the execution in the later episodes. That's really where it kind of broke down.
Poorly executed. That was the problem with Miss Marvel. It was poorly executed. Yeah, I hope Blue Beetle knocks it out of the park.
The other thing also is that just real quick, I like the fact that they're mixing practical with special effects on the suit.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him
practical.
we've seen him kind of on set with it on. So I like that, and
indeed,
it's not a Green Lantern suit.
I don't like the HUD, the heads-up display when he's seeing via the mask, the color scheme and the very waviness of it. I know that might be an aesthetic from the comics, but on screen it looks very cartoony. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not meant to look like a human designed it, like Tony Stark's, Iron Man heads-up displays. I get that it's meant to be alien. It just, the actual execution of it looks a little cartoon, and that's where I was like talking about some of the CGIs, kind of like, we'll have to see. But those are all little things that can easily get tossed away as long as there's not too many little things, and as long as the story, characters, and all of that are good. I'm excited for it. I hope it's great. Yeah.
And it may have taken a while, but this is the right way to get your different race into your different ethnicity into a character. Miss Marvel actually, I think, did a fine job at it as far as like not forcing an issue of okay, we're gonna make this controversial because Ted Kord's now Hispanic or a Latino, sorry. But Blue Beetle, he's only been around since 2006, and they've let him develop, especially in shows like Young Justice, which is probably one of the bigger. He had a way bigger role in.
Yeah.
And so and that's a really beloved show in DC. So now that those kids are getting older, and a lot of them are adults now, of course. Not a lot of them, they all would have to be unless you stop growing. That's a stupid thing to say. Anyway, but now you put him in a live action movie, and you kind of have a good idea of who he is.
Yeah.
If you're a fan, if you're not, you're kind of intrigued just by the fact that you have names like George Lopez in there and other Latino actors that you're like, oh, okay, so this might be a little bit different. This might be a little bit more skewed for us. And then just as comic book fans in general, you're probably intrigued by it. So it has a good mix to make it successful. I don't know how much they spent on it, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they even have a budget estimate out? Let's see. Blue Beetle budget. Roughly 120 million. So that's not a sneeze at. That's like an Ant-Man budget back in the day, like an original Ant-Man. That's like a Marvel Phase 2 budget right there. That's not Iron Man. So that's not too bad of a budget. We'll see where it all went and how it all goes. Want to talk about a trailer that actually made me feel better about a movie's prospects than I did before.
Oh, that's a question. Oh, I thought you were gonna follow that up. Yeah, sure. Yes, Kyle, I would love to talk about it.
Into the or across the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Verse, right? The first trailer didn't look so. It was weird. It wasn't that it looked bad or anything like that. It was just kind of underwhelming, the first trailer, and then I think there was like a teaser or something as well. The point being is this is a brand new full trailer. Gives us a little bit more of what to expect story wise and stuff like that, and a lot of looks at different animations styles. And I must say I am relatively more excited for this movie now. I would even say I am fairly more excited for this movie than I was for based on previous footage. How'd you feel about it, Manny? You're muted, but
Actually exactly the same way.
Nice.
The first trailer and kind of what we've seen, that felt kind of muddy. Felt like it was going to be really convoluted with so many cameos, and that's really what it was all going to be. But the latest trailer really showed off kind of the heart of the film, which is kind of the identity of Miles Morales and trying to find himself and trying to balance his teenage life with his parents and his life as Spider-Man. And I like that because it's really relatable. And when you start adding all the layers of what he's going to go through, it just feels like it's going to make for a really good film. Meaning that you kind of because of the first film and kind of because now this trailer, you kind of feel like, okay, I can trust him a little bit more with kind of putting it all together in a good package for that's going to be the film. This second trailer completely sold me on the film. Not that I wasn't necessarily going to go watch it beforehand, but this time now it's like, oh, my excitement level's actually gone up. One of the few things Sony's getting right, man.
Just be careful.
Credit them.
Yes. I have before. I will again whenever they're not screwing things up. Needing a pregnant Jessica Drew's weird, but whatever. I'm like I said, then you said, and as the trailer is just finishing up on screen, I'm just like, yeah, man, I want to be in a theater seat watching this. I cannot wait. The first film was a lot of fun. There's my boy Scarlet Spider, my favorite suit, Ben Reilly in the torn up blue hoodie. I love that suit. Yeah, man, I'm sold on it. June, let's go. We got Super Mario Brothers this week for April. May we've got our Guardians Volume 3, and then in June now Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So yay.
Yeah. Good stuff.
You saw the Barbie trailer. I just didn't. The first trailer was funny for what it was. I really enjoyed the conversations we had to have online dealing with that trailer. But Manny, do you dare speak about the Barbie trailer, the beloved franchise that apparently we're not allowed to speak on? Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I do, because unfortunately Warner Brothers thinks I should speak on it, given the multiple emails I received about it yesterday from their different reps. It fits the mold. Like, is it for me exactly? Not necessarily. Could I enjoy it? Probably. But it's definitely something that I'll be enjoying with my daughter, who still finds some joy in Barbie. Who knows how long that'll last. But it looks like it got people excited in the newsroom yesterday when I shouted out loud that the Barbie trailer was up and people started watching it. It seems to bring joy and excitement. So I feel like it's going to do pretty good. But very curious how long that aesthetic and that kind of tone of voice and that kind of like really high, I'd almost say intensity of of uh of like bubbliness or whatever can really you can really take in a film. Or if this is kind of one of the theories I saw was that that's the Barbie world,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ken and Barbie, Margot and whatever his name is, I forgot his name, the guy who plays Ken, the main Ken,
I don't remember.
whatever his name, you know what I'm talking
Gosling?
about. Yes, Gosling, thank
There
you.
go.
Ryan Gosling, they get transported into actually our world. That's kind of a theory I saw, which actually would be really interesting. And get away, hold on, this cat's been a menace, I tell you. Anyway, look at the cat, say hi.
Hi,
Anyway,
kitty.
yeah, it looks fine, it looks good. That's really all I mean, you want me to tell you that it's going to be the greatest thing in the world? It's not. Is it going to be one of the top 10 movies of the year? Probably not. And if it is, that's great. Like we say here all the time, we're always rooting for every movie.
Always want it to be good.
So but I think for me that one of the biggest takeaways right now is just look at the variety of films that we're getting this year, and just like trailer after trailer after trailer. I mean, hell, today Super Mario kicks off. It's already playing in theaters. You're gonna have there's the Russell Crowe horror movie coming up. There is Evil Dead's coming out, and then so on and so on. The Flash and Blue Beetle and Spider-Man and Indiana Jones and all this other stuff in between. It's just a good variety of films and movies and opportunities for people to go out to the theaters, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
So, and then yeah, the theater we're watching it in tonight is always stupid packed. So
I wonder if there's been any additional tickets sold for my theater. Let's see.
Yeah, I looked at the 40X rooms in Fresno, and they're all sold out tonight.
Jeez.
The
Lucky.
RPX one, we barely made it in.
Lucky. Oh, okay.
So,
It
yeah.
looks like the Super Mario Brothers movie on Friday night. It does look like some of the showings have sold out. The nighttime showings are no longer available, which that's a good sign. I'm trying to open up my my showing right now, but there it goes. Riveting podcast audio, right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, wow.
So I guess
nope. Literally, it is still just the three.
you're not showing it to anyone.
Well,
You are.
there's you. I'm showing my
Oh,
camera for OBS, and I forgot that I don't have autofocus on, so you guys can kind of see these three dots there.
Absolutely. Yeah, you man, what is up with your area?
I don't know. But at least
you
it
need to
looks
go
like
out there
the
and campaign.
nighttime ones are sold out, because you can't even select that. You can't even select that time.
Anyway, so yeah, the other thing I just wanted to say is it's funny because I had said on social media yesterday,
Mhm.
Blue Beetle's the best trailer you're gonna see this week, because to me, Blue Beetle was gonna be the best trailer you saw this week, just because of the implications, because of the solo, the everything. In my opinion, no trailer was gonna trump that.
Mhm.
See what I did there, and I stand by that decision.
It's a
And
good
I
trailer.
got it's funny, somebody online criticized me for supposedly jumping the gun after the release of the Barbie trailer and the Spider-Verse trailer. and I thank them for calling me a critic, because that's a compliment. But as a critic, I have the right to voice my opinion.
Well, I mean,
however
as a human, you
I
have
want.
the right to voice an opinion, but
I know, and every critic basically is just giving their opinion.
yeah.
That's really it. And after watching all three trailers, I do stand by my decision. Blue Beetle is the best trailer.
Come on,
of the
no.
week.
Secret Invasion was the best trailer, Manny. There was
Jesus
nothing
Christ.
better than that Secret Invasion trailer.
Like
Come on
like
now.
the Spider-Verse trailer really got me excited, but I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Barbie, of course, is it's not my film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll review it as honestly as possible when I watch it. But as out of all the trailers this week, it's all about Blue Beetle for me. And who knows?
Blue
I
Beetle
don't
was
think
good.
there's gonna be any other surprise trailers today or the next few days. And if there are, whatever.
We'll see.
What do you make of a live action Moana happening 7 years after the movie was released?
I think it's destined to be Disney Plus only.
It's funny. Everyone's like, how come The Rock didn't say he's gonna change the landscape of Disney?
Yeah, right. The
Salty
hierarchy of Disney
Disney
live action remakes is about to change forever. I don't know. Moana was cute. It was a fine movie.
Moana's a good movie. Yeah.
I'm not a musical person though, so that has to be said. So I'm not hating on it. I'm saying this sort of thing ain't my bag, baby. That being said, when there's not ridiculous singing going on, it is a cute movie. It's funny. The rooster's hilarious. Moana's a great character. Maui is funny as all hell. The tattoos are fun. There's a lot to enjoy out of that movie. But again, I'm not a musical person, so I don't really care. The live action stuff that I've seen, I don't care. It is such an annoying thing, and it goes into a conversation we're having on Discord. There's a link to our Discord in the box down below, but it goes to the conversation we were having in there about movies being dumbed down or juvenilized, however you want to say it, where the maturity doesn't kind of grow with the audience. I've mentioned how I love the 80s Ninja Turtles. I would watch the 80s Ninja Turtles today, but I actually have other versions of the Turtles that I prefer, some that are a little bit more mature. And I don't mean like adult. I just mean instead of for 10-year-olds, more for like 15-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's less about the goofy voices and silly creatures and more about some of the story and the character development. And then of course I would love to see something adapted from the IDW runs, but the point being is requels, sequels, and reboots are a part of that. Like we're getting to where we don't have any new original, and I'll put air quotes around original, nothing new under the sun, right? But we're running out. There's just nothing else out there besides just rehashing what's already happened, and that leads into another story I wanted to talk about as well, which is the Harry Potter TV series. Dear God, guys, like everyone involved from the books to the movies, which are so beloved, are still alive and still kicking, and it really hasn't been all that long, and we are already remaking it. Like, why? And this has so many pitfalls, man, in front of it. Can you imagine the casting news alone, Manny, as this cast becomes more diverse than it was in the movies? I cannot wait to watch this fandom rip itself apart even more. And I say that not seriously. It's going to be sad. It's going to suck, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have just a story that they really care about just dragged through the mud in every which way, because you've got certain parts of the LGBT community really against anything that puts money in J.K. Rowling's pocket. You have fans that are totally dedicated to the movies. The books don't even really matter as much, so doing anything different from that is going to really seem weird. You're going to have a set of people that are going to insist on casting be a certain way, and another group insisting that it be a different way. Like this is probably one of the this is a third rail, and it's only being done because it's safe and people enjoy reboots, requels, sequels, and rehashing. And it's so upsetting, like remaking for the third time Modern Warfare or the Last of Us. These projects aren't old. You know what I'm saying? They're not old. So yeah, to Moana, it's not my thing. Best of luck. But to Harry Potter as a TV series, if you're a drama tuber, it's gonna feed you for a while. What do you think, Manny?
The Moana thing, I really roll my eyes at, because supposedly Disney's like is so imaginative or whatever. They can't even make new films that are really captivating. The last one, Strange Worlds, unfortunately didn't do very well at all. And so what are you going to do is you're going to remake Peter Pan, you're going to remake
and sequels and for Toy Story
and which you should have just shut the door on so long ago. Frozen, I could understand a little bit better. I think there's still some stories to tell you there, but like why is it so difficult to try and do something in 2D again, like you did with Princess and the Frog? Like that was your bread and butter for so long. Why do you need to have that art, change up your art style a little bit, back to what really made you guys who you are? Why do you always have to just go back into let's just remake this story because we're really not as imaginative as you might want to think we are? If there's one, I'm very critical of that, because they don't have necessarily any new ideas. I'm excited about Elemental because it does feel like Pixar is going back to kind of that style of film, like an Inside Out, where you're kind of thinking of the what if this blank had feelings, or telling a story like that. So that actually feels pretty good from what I've seen so far. But like everything else, like what are you doing? It's kind of annoying, and it's kind of patronizing to your audience, I think, because because it's almost like you don't take
eating it up.
But that's the problem too.
Exactly.
We had Marvel Zombies for a long time, and I think we're at the point now where that bubble burst.
Maybe
it took 17 phase 4 projects.
Dude, but most of everything was good. What really just burst was just the poor.
No, I'm talking phase 4. I'm not. I'm not. The Infinity Saga, I'm not touching that. Did it have its missteps? Yes, but in general, it was great. And it tied it up with the bow. It told a great story. It led us to the Avengers. Then they had another mission together in Age of Ultron. And then they mixed up every now and then one another. And no, that was fine. I'm talking about this multiverse saga. But as far as what you're talking about with Harry Potter, I kind of have mixed feelings about it, because like there's theme parks around it at Universal. There's it is a very, very beloved franchise that you should be making money off of. If you need somewhere to go as far as making money, there's a lot of stories to be told there, and I think it will work well on television.
There are. Does it need to be retelling the books, one book per season? Like,
I mean, that could work. I'm not saying like that I'm 100% sold on it. You are right. You are right though in the fact that it's very, very beloved and very much in the memory of everyone. Who these characters are. All together. So that could cause some issues, but at the same time, I mean, we just saw what the game did, and there were people buying Xboxes and PlayStations that did not own them beforehand just to play the new Harry Potter game. and so you kind of see the effect of what it, you know, what it is. It has that kind of draw, and unfortunately, I'm not making light of the situation, but the people who supposedly
wanted to
boycott it are
ended up
very much minority. Yeah, minority, because it is what it is, unfortunately, and we don't stand by her comments or anything like that.
I mean, but is it really all that wrong to say that a biological female shouldn't necessarily be in the same homeless shelter as a biological male? Is that really that crazy? Is that really anti anything? Or is that just saying, hey, biological females do need to have a place where they feel secure? I don't think that's such a crazy thing to say.
Is that really all that sparked the whole thing?
Do you not know? So you were about to kind of just like throw. So in general, she supports things like having biological women only sports, biological women only spaces. She hasn't really, relatively to anything that I've seen, come out as truly anti-trans in the sense of, you know, trans people shouldn't be treated well, or trans people don't deserve that. No, she hasn't even said, as far as I can tell, that trans women shouldn't have a place for them that they are secured in. What she's saying is that women have fought for a long time in Western civilization to get secured places, to reach certain places, and that if they're uncomfortable with biological males, trans women being around them in certain sensitive areas, be that a bathroom, a sports team, a homeless shelter, or abuse shelter, that should matter. That's really not all that freaking crazy. Sorry, it's not, but you know.
Okay, you're not wrong.
And like I said, there's some nuances, and I'm sure, especially in the sports discussions, that maybe people can find something that they might be able to say is more close to an offense than saying simply that biological women should have a space. I don't find that all that insane.
No, that really isn't.
And that doesn't mean that trans women shouldn't have a space or shouldn't be treated well, equally within the law. All of that is not anywhere in the conversation. It is simply that biological women should have a space where they feel safe and secure, and that's okay. You're not taking away anything from anyone else. So yeah. But that in general, Manny, is that in general, Manny, is the gist of it. I see her tweets on Twitter. I don't think I follow her. I follow a bunch of entertainment people for, well, look what I do, but I see her tweets, people retweeting or whatnot. And really all I ever see is just the, hey, you know, biological women. She'll just say women. I'm trying to be somewhat politically correct out there. But women should have a space, and that includes homeless shelters, abuse shelters, sports, bathrooms. Like if you've got it is what it is. So
yeah, I feel that. Anywho, back to the original point. I think a Harry Potter TV show would be fine. You just got to be very careful of who you cast.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, that's going to be the interesting one to me, man, because you know they're going to diversify the cast, and I'm not saying boo. I'm not saying yay. I'm saying, all honesty, that is up to Miss Rowling. In my opinion, she's the creator, and whoever she imagined in her mind, that's what you should do. That being said, I don't really have a horse in this race. Here we are talking about casting, and everyone knows that means potential for race swapping. And then I mentioned a horse race. Anyways.
Oh, that's really bad.
I know, right? But here's the thing, Manny. There happens to be an entire family of redheads in this.
Oh yeah.
In this.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep them.
And we know what Hollywood likes to do with redheads and race switching. So are the whole Weasley family now going to be black, African American, or African, descent? Like,
yeah, I agree. It's
if that happens, my God, if that happens. Someone with an audience bring it up, because it is a seriously weird trend. I don't know why it's a trend. You whatever.
Yeah, it's yeah. So the thing about, like, it seems like Disney, they like to they just like to they do that often lately, and not for the better. The Little Mermaid, I have no problem with, because that is literally almost that's a Caribbean story. It fits, like, it's fine. Tinkerbell, on the other hand, Tinkerbell has been the exact same throughout her entire lifespan at Disney, including opening credits with Disneyland, whatever. That one you should have left alone.
Does it ever feel like they pick a character and this is just my curiosity. I'm not accusing, just a curiosity to you, as a member of a minority group. Does it ever feel like sometimes they're picking ones that can cause controversy? Like they're looking,
it feels
like, just to gin up,
no
press is bad press type mentality. Do you think that's not all the time, but do you think there's some cases of that?
I've seen some people on TikTok, African American people, say that it upsets them because it feels like Disney uses it as a way to mask their product. For example, Obi-Wan Kenobi sucks. I am a racist because of Rhea that I do not like it. Mm-hmm. Because that's how they connect. That's how they hope social media connects.
So
it.
using them more as a human shield instead of a, hey, look at us, we did the right thing.
Yeah,
that type. I maybe.
I mean, when we and they did the same kind of similar thing with She-Hulk, except you're a woman hater.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, because She-Hulk was just filled with nothing but men hating. So
She-Hulk was horrible.
No problem hating.
But you see what I'm saying is that they change some of these things, or they do these things.
Yeah.
And then they're like, or I mean, it's not even Disney. Bros did it, and we're like, everyone's like, this movie sucks, and it's like, oh, that's because you're homophobic. It's like, no, the movie just sucks. No, you're homophobic. It's like you do these things, and then you get enough steam on social media, all of a sudden it's not because the content is bad, it's because you're hyper focusing on a character, a race, a lifestyle, whatever, a preference, I don't know, which name your thing. And so if people don't like Blue Beetles because they hate Latinos, that's the way I'm gonna.
You got it, man.
Yeah, and if people hate Super Mario's because they hate plumbers.
So here's the question though, Manny. If I, your co-host here, comes out of Blue Beetle and I go, you know what? It was just a little too immature. It was just a little too kiddish. Is that only because I'm racist?
Because you hate me, yeah.
Well, at least I know where I stand.
Logic. That's the logic of today. That's what we're gonna use.
Oh, can we ever have a
not anymore.
Non-hot take day?
No. Well, the thing is, it's like there's so many unreasonable people out there.
There are.
You could be on the right or left, and there's nobody left in the middle. And the people in the middle are left looking like we're the crazy ones.
Well, because there's
And
only
so-
like 3 of us.
There's like 7. All right, there's probably like 7 of us. But you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
man.
so you remember when we were like, and remember when, and I use this as an example because I was on board with She-Hulk, and I was
too.
like, and I had to like, very excited for it. I had been excited for it for a long time, especially with the idea of having, Daredevil, Matthew Murdock, and Jennifer in the courtroom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And supposedly we're gonna have courtroom stuff and blah blah blah. And then like
We
it just
didn't.
unraveled. And I feel like we fairly, as it went through, started like it's getting kind of, and then but we gave it chances. And then
I
in the
watched
end,
the whole thing. You guys can see the
Lee
reviews
let us
on the
down.
channel. Marvel
Yeah.
Multiverse Mayhem here on
So,
the Genreverse.
I mean, I feel like we're pretty fair with everything. We want everything to
be.
succeed. And
Try
so
to be.
yeah. It is what it is, Kyle. We're screwed anyway. We're gonna get canceled on this day.
We
It's fine.
will. True question. One of the big 3 in Harry Potter is going to get race switched. Who do you think it is?
100% Hermione.
100% is the same thing I say. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Check out the rest of the content here on the Genreverse on YouTube. If it's not a reaction video, our trailer reactions and our anime reactions on ABR Squared. If it's not one of those, it'll go up on your favorite podcast app. Just look up the Genreverse Podcast Network. Animeverse reviews, Daily Cog, Breaking Geek, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, in the Cantina. If you're into celebrity interviews, written reviews, news aggregation, opinion pieces, leaks, rumors, things like that, check out lrmonline.com. And all of our write-ups are there. Podcasts are available there too. Click the links. It's pretty cool, guys. Anything else, man?
Enjoy your day, your Wednesday, hump day. Yeah, woo woo.
Mike. Bye, guys.